What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about a stat I heard that's like mind-blowing in regards to domestic violence, in addition to a story. According to reports, they're saying that 10 million people, and this is just in America, 10 million people estimated will be victims of domestic violence in a 1-year period. 10% of which are men. And this story right here is one of those 10 million, I guess. You see this woman up here? This woman's name is Taylor Danae Dominguez Estrada. She's from Bakersfield, California. Well, she was from Bakersfield, California, before she was brutally killed by her husband, Rafael Estrada, the father of her youngest child, well, her youngest boy. She has multiple children. Ladies and gentlemen, this past Wednesday, Miss Estrada threw a party, a graduation party for her oldest daughter, who I think is in middle school. A pizza party at her mother's house, right? So she invited everybody except her estranged husband, who did something unspeakable to her, and he did it in the presence of children in her own mother's house, in which he snuck in and did this. I want you to take a look at this act of cowardice, and something need to be done about this, man. They need to change these laws or these punishments immediately, because it seems like no matter how good of an American citizen you are not protected in this country. And the war on women continues. And this story right here about Miss Taylor will prove it. Take a look at this. Absolutely horrible.
Now to your 17 Crime Watch. An East Bakersfield woman is dead in a shocking case of domestic violence. A fatal stabbing at a Wednesday night graduation party. Can anything ever be done about this ongoing scourge? Only with vigilance, as 17's Robert Price reports.
Wednesday was one of those red letter dates in a young person's life. Class promotion, graduation, celebration, a family get together. It wasn't supposed to go like this. Nothing is supposed to go like this. Taylor Danae Dominguez Estrada held a middle school graduation pizza party for her eldest daughter at her mother's house on Monterey Street. She invited family members, but not her estranged husband, Rafael Estrada, father of her youngest boy. He found out about it anyway. Family members declined to go on camera or were unavailable, but off camera, they confirmed some of the preliminary details provided by the coroner's office. At about 8:20, after most of the guests had departed, Rafael Estrada allegedly entered the house, took out a knife, and cut his wife's throat in front of at least one child. 32-year-old Taylor Estrada died right there where she fell. Rafael Estrada took off, but was soon apprehended off Taft Highway. Lauren Skidmore of the Open Door Network said domestic violence isn't going anywhere.
Relationships are hard, and it's hard for the person that ends up being the aggressor, and it's hard for the victim. And I think before you become an aggressor and you put yourself in a situation that you could either harm somebody that you have a connection with, that you potentially love, and or family members, that you should take a step back. And I really hope that if you're finding yourself not able to overcome this aggression and this constant conflict, that you seek help. There are organizations out there that can assist you with that, can walk you through relationship guidance, that can help you identify healthy relationship. You know, again, relationships are hard. So while you may be the one that ends up being the aggressor, there could be tense moments between both parties that causes you to finally hit that edge point. But before you get there, seek help and seek conversation.
Between 960,000 and 3 million incidents of domestic violence are reported each year in the U.S., and those are just the reported cases. It's been estimated that more than 10 million people experience domestic violence in the U.S. each year. About 90% are women. As long as there is jealousy, erratic behavior, illusions of ownership, and mental illness, the possibility of domestic violence will always exist. It's how we deal with it that will make the difference. In Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
All right, guys, that's the story, and may this young lady, Taylor Danae Dominguez Estrada, rest in peace. Now, I want you guys to look at this woman. She's a fairly attractive woman. Was married, had a husband. Things somewhere down the line went south, and they was estranged, not together. What right did he have to go and do that? And it was a coward way he did it. He snuck in there like a shadow and killed this woman. Said he cut her throat so deep she dropped on the spot. Dropped on the spot. And he did it in the presence of at least one child. You snuck into a house that wasn't yours. It was her mother. Snuck into the house of your mother-in-law and killed your estranged wife. For what? There are a lot of dudes out here that are straight up bullies when it comes to chicks. And they have all of this type of fictional mindsets about delusional ownership. They mention that. Long time ago, a person say, I own you. It would be in a joking manner. Nowadays, they dead damn serious. How did they come to this? There are people out here whose only recreation is the recreation, or just be a gnat in somebody's damn ear. How hard is it to walk away? Now, I understand everybody gets heartbroken or upset with a partner or things don't work out. But damn, how did it come to that? Listen, as a man, I am not going to let any relationship I got with anybody devastate me to where I don't want to be out here dealing with my freedom. If you can't live for the woman, you still got children or a child by this woman that you got to live for. He's the father of a boy, and he's carrying on like a boy himself. This dude right here, they caught him. They need to eviscerate him right now. Why does he get legal representation? Why does he get a fair trial after doing an unfair act? You cut a woman's throat in front of a child and turned her mother's house, a place of happiness, memories, and love, into a crime scene. She died on the floor in the house. How do you think these people are going to pick up the pieces after something as horrendous as that happens in a house that they have so many good memories of? And it's the part that's crazy. These guys do this type of stuff where they just go balls to the wall, all out. If I can't have you, nobody else will. But at one point in time, that woman looked up to you as a man who was down to follow your leadership because she married you. And some way down the line, you lost that connection with her. Whose fault is that? See, a lot of times in these situations where women be getting their asses beat, no offense, we just being honest. They realize their value, whether they're talking to other people or they might see something that click in their head and say, you know what? I don't want this no more. That's their right. Being a wife is a job. So is being a mother. And at any given time, there are ways or people have choices and they're not want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? You're a mom and you don't want to be a mom no more. You can put your kids up for adoption, which I don't know if that's right or not. But I mean, there are always ways. You don't want to be a wife, you can what? Get a divorce. She invited everybody except him because she probably knows his violent nature. And she just wants to have a nice time with her kids. More than sure, she wish she could probably have him there because the kids probably going to want to ask for him and stuff. But I mean, damn, things are what they are. Knowing the way he did that, if he that wild to doing that, what else have them kids seen? Kids probably was like, don't ask daddy over here. Some of them kids wasn't yours. You didn't think that woman was important as a mother to them as they was for your kids? You didn't even think about that. You just went and killed her. Savage shit. How do you have a civilized society and you play patty cake as a justice system with savages that don't care nothing about law or order or the decency of things? This is what we need to ask ourselves. There are a lot of people that are politicians right now that don't give a damn about the American people. or solving problems. Long as their pockets getting fat, they're going to keep saying the same shit and doing the same shit. I guarantee you, if people got paid the bare minimum to be a public figure, they would not do it. Even with the notoriety, they would not do it. It's lucrative. It's anything that's lucrative is worth doing, and they don't care. They'll do their little terms and they'll get out. This should have never happened. None of this violence and stuff that I'm reporting on shouldn't happen. At least this much. The world is going to shit. And America is one of the countries that's acting like it's holier than thou, but blowing up from the inside out. These are the problems we got here that we need to address, but nobody wants to address them. You'll put out a plan on something that's common sense. Hey, let's help these people. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then it'd be somebody in the background naysaying. Why? Why? Cut her throat in front of a child in her mother's house. That ain't enough to inspire change? What about all these other domestic violence stories I did where husbands just go up to the job and blow a woman's face off? Or it's a story out here in Houston I ain't even covered. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have a picture of the person. A woman earlier this week, a guy went to go get his stuff. They got into an argument. She blew his face off right in the steps of the apartment complex when he was leaving. This is what's out here. And I'm going to tell you something. Every time we talk about this domestic violence, it seems like it's always women. They said 10% of it is men. And a lot of times they don't want to report it. Don't no man want to sit up there and say a woman busting his ass. But it happens. It happens. When does it end? Heard what they said? Domestic violence ain't going to never go away. You know why? Because not enough people care about it. Or they hear about it and then it gets replaced by something else. It only affects you when it affects you personally. We shouldn't wait around and make a fight, another fight, our fight, if it's a fight worth fighting for. I'm done with it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The reason why I got a big thing about this domestic violence thing, you see me doing these videos over and over again. I never said this to you. As a man, I would never want that moniker of being an abuser because people look at you a certain way. Nowadays, these motherfucking men, because they children themselves, they don't even care about how they look. Because nowadays, with the rise of some of the stuff in rap music and the way people are on TV and movies busting women's ass, it's almost become, normal. And we can't let it get like that. Nobody, male or female, should be subjected to being up under the fist or the foot of somebody else, all because of they want to control you. That shit's stupid. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.